So today we are going to extend the principle of minimization of potential energy to solve the same problem that we had solved in earlier classes, but by using direct integration method, where we had the governing differential equation for this beam, and then we just integrated that fourth order ordinary governing differential equation 4 times. We applied 4 boundary conditions, and then we obtained the equation of deformed shape. So what is the equation of deformed shape? So this beam is going to deform in this fashion. Just give me a second. This beam is going to deform in this fashion. So the equation of deformed shape is nothing but now let me give some notations. U, V, W are infinite. In this entire course we are going to take U, V, W as deformations in or translations in X, Y and Z directions respectively. So X directional translation at any point we will denote it by U, Y directional translation at any point we will denote it by V, and Z directional translation we will denote it by W. So as per this Cartesian coordinate system, horizontal direction is X and vertical direction is Y. So therefore deformation in Y direction is V. So I am going to denote deformation at X as a V as a function of X. And in earlier class, we had already obtained the equation of this deformed shape, that is v as a function of x. ये हमने 4 बार governing differential equation को integrate करके already obtain किया है. But now we are going to apply principle of minimization of potential energy to arrive at the same solution. So how do we extend principle of minimization of potential energy here? So let us try to do that. So I will have to write down the expression for potential energy and in yesterday's class we have seen that potential energy associated with a body in its deformed condition is given by the summation of strain energy. It is given by strain energy. ये हमने last class में किया था. When we solved the example of the example involving the springs, the strain energy the energy stored in the springs was denoted as strain energy minus loss of potential or instead of saying loss of potential, let us say change of potential of external actions. If you remember, we had already derived this formula in a previous class. So let us write down the potential energy. Note that capital V denotes potential energy, small v denotes the y directional deformation of a particular location on this beam AB. So how do we write the how do we write this strain energy? We will see that in a while. So we have to write down the strain energy. And then I have to subtract the change in potential due to external load. So what is the external load here? It is W. So if I consider at distance x a small strip of width dx is so small such that I can idealize the load on this strip as a point load. So what is the point load on this strip of width dx? It is going to be W into dx. Unit of W is kilonewton per meter. Unit of dx is meter. So W into dx gives me the point load situated at distance x. At distance x, the deformation is V of x. So what is the work done by this W dx into V of x? That is equal to W dx into V, where V is a function of x, that you have to understand. And now, what is the change in potential due to this entire UDL? So I will have to integrate this in the limits 0 to L, and that is 0 to 4. Have you got this point? If you understood this, please type your response in chat box. I am waiting for the confirmation. If you have understood this, type your response in chat box. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself and ask me the question. So Anuja says yes. Pooja says yes. Okay, fine. So 0 to 4 W dx into V, where V is the deformed shape, V is function of x. This is going to be the expression for potential energy of a beam. Now, let us try to write down the strain energy stored in beam. Strain energy stored in the beam. In structural analysis, you have already derived the expression for strain energy stored in the beam due to flexure. Mind you, this beam is subjected to two actions typically at every cross section. One is shear and another is flexion. But we have proven in structural analysis that for beam, under certain circumstances, the strain energy stored due to shear can be neglected, and about 98% of the total strain energy is on account of flexure only. So therefore, we are going to neglect the strain energy stored due to the shear action, and we are going to consider only strain energy stored due to bending. And what is the strain energy stored due to bending? So we all know that the expression for strain energy stored due to bending is mx square EI I'm sorry, mx square upon 2 EI m square by 2 EI dx. Its integration over entire length of the beam, that is 0 to 4 meter in this particular case. Do you remember this expression for strain energy stored due to flexure in the beam? Please type your response in chat box. We have borrowed this result from structural analysis. Do you at least remember something of this sort that you have seen during your structural analysis course? Please type your response in chat box, then I can proceed. Supriya says yes. What about others? Ganesh, Devayani, Anuja, Pooja, Vishal, Medha, Bharat, Nikhil, Viraj. What about you all? Okay. So therefore, strain energy stored in the beam is integration 0 to L m square dx upon 2 EI. Now, can we write down bending moment at distance x in this beam? Yes, easily. For that, we need to find out the reactions. We have already found out the reactions. So bending moment at x can be written as 20 into x. Mind you, for bending moment, this is our sign convention. Sagging bending moment is positive. That means section के left hand side में clockwise bending moment is treated as positive. So this is the section at x. So what is the bending moment at x? It is going to be 20 into x minus 10x square by 2. So I'm going to write it as 20 into x minus 10x square by 2. This is the contribution of reaction, and this is the contribution in bending moment due to UDL. Are you with me till this point? Type your response in chat box, then we can proceed. Okay. Now, let me write down strain energy stored in the beam. So one of the ways of writing down the strain energy stored in the beam is this way. I can substitute this equation of mx here, and then it's done. I can find out what is the strain energy stored here. But mind you, we will have to minimize this potential energy. हमें इस potential energy को minimize करना है. किसके रिस्पेक्ट से minimize करना है? Deform shape के हिसाब से minimize करना है. So to apply minimization of potential energy, I must express the strain energy stored in the beam not in terms of bending moment. I must express it in terms of deformation. So how do I do that? So bending formula comes to our rescue. We all know that m upon I is equal to E upon R. And in this particular case, 1 upon R can be replaced by d square V by dx square. देखो हमने लास्ट टाइम किया था ना, डी स्क्वायर वाई बाई डी एक्स स्क्वायर से रिप्लेस किया था. व्हाट इज वाई? वाई इज नथिंग बट बाई डिरेक्शनल डिफॉर्मेशन एट एनी एक्स. बट हियर we have used the standard notation. Y directional deformation, we are denoting it by term v. So therefore d square y by dx square is replaced by d square v by dx square into E. So 1 upon r is d square v by dx square for small deformations. This also we have discussed in earlier classes. So m is equal to ei d square v by dx square. So I'm going to substitute this value of m into this equation. So what do I get? So I get the strain energy stored in the body. Strain energy stored in the body is equal to integration 0 to 4 m square dx upon 2 ei. So what do I have to write? So I have to write it as ei d square v by dx square, the whole bracket square, because you have mx square here, into dx upon 2 ei. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, one of the ei is going to get cancelled as you can see. So this can be further simplified as ei gets cancelled out, one of the ei, because ei square is there in the numerator. So one ei will remain as it is. This ei by 2 is going to remain as it is. This ei gets cancelled with one of the ei's, and then you have d square v by dx square bracket square dx. So can we now write down the expression for potential energy? Uh, Now look at the second term in this expression. It is already expressed in terms of V. The first term also we have expressed in terms of V. You have d square V upon dx square here. So the total potential energy, I can write it in this fashion. Dekho. It is integration 0 to 4 ei by 2. It can be taken outside the differentiation sign, outside the integration sign, because it is constant. We are assuming that the beam is prismatic. Prismatic ka matlab kya hai? The shape of cross section and size of the cross sectional dimensions remain unchanged over the entire length. So therefore ei is not going to be the function of x. So as the integration is with reference to x, ei is constant. I can take ei outside. 2 is anyway a constant. So what is remaining inside the integral sign? It is d square v by dx square, rate of change of y directional deformation with reference to x. Second rate of change of y directional deformation with reference to x का square into dx. ये हो गया first term. What is the second term? Second term is integration 0 to 4 w. W is again a constant. You will understand that W is the intensity, 10 kilonewton per meter. It is constant. It is not changing with reference to X. So I can take W common outside. So it is 10. And what is the next term? W into dx into V. So I will have V dx here. V dx here. Are you with me till this point? We have found out the expression for potential energy stored in the beam due to bending. Please type your response in chat box if you have understood this. Then we will proceed. Anuja says yes. What about others? Yes, Pooja also says yes. Okay. So let us systematically go ahead now. Now I can write down this, further simplify this potential energy as this. I will write down it as V. No, not required to be simplified any further. This is all right. So this is the equation. Now I have to minimize this potential energy. So can you tell me this potential energy is a function of what? So I will ask few of you, you have to unmute and tell me. So Madhav, can you unmute yourself? If you are not able to unmute, you have to respond in the chat box. You have to answer my question. What is the potential energy function of? ये किसका function है? Ranjit, can you tell me? Give me a second. Yeah, so you are saying that V, Nikhil, you are saying that V is a function of X, is it?
Sir, Swapnil, sir. Yes, sir.
Swapnil, sorry. Yeah, but now let me give you an example. Let us say you have a function 2x. Are you with me? And you are integrating it within certain limit. Let us say you are integrating it from 0 to 2. So what is its integration? Tell me. 2x dx. What is the integration?
Sir, 2x square by 2.
So it is 2x square by 2. But as it is definite integration, you have 0 to 2, right?
Yes, sir. Put the limit. Yes, sir.
So therefore, the question that I am going to ask you, means question that I ask you is it going to remain function of x once you do the integration?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, when you have definite integral here, uh, right away, I cannot say that v is a function of something. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It is going to be a number because you have a definite integral here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
But then, how do we minimize the potential energy? Because potential energy needs to be minimized with reference to something. तो वो something क्या है? If v is a function of theta, I can say v can be minimized by setting dv by d theta to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So v needs to be the function of something. Let us say it is a function of alpha. Then I can say to minimize v, I will have to take dv by d alpha and I will have to set it to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
तो फंक्शन तो दिखना चाहिए. सो अब क्या करेंगे? तो अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. v is what? Can you tell me what is v? V is y directional deformation at x. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
As I go on changing x, this v is going to change. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will now arbitrarily assume the equation of this deformed shape. That means I'm going to now make an assumption. Why did I do the assumption? That all philosophy, we will come to it little later. But right now I'm going to make an assumption. What is the assumption that I make? I make the assumption that v of x, that means vertical deformation at x, can be expressed as ax raised to 4. It is a fourth order it can be expressed as a fourth order polynomial in x, let us say. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Ax cube plus bx cube, ax raised to 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx. This is v of x. And what is our aim? Our aim is to get v of x. So if I want to get the equation of deformed shape, I must be knowing what is a, b, c, d, a, b, c, d, and e. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I have to understand what is a, b, c, d, and e. If once all these coefficients are known, then I can say I have obtained the solution for v of x. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Don't get confused in this v and this v. This stands for potential energy. This
Okay.
stands for vertical deformation at the distance x from left end. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, uh, if I express v of x in this fashion, can you tell me what is the value of dv by dx? Bolo. Won't it be
4,
3ax cube
sir,
plus,
4ax cube, na?
oh, I'm sorry, 4ax cube plus 3bx square
3bx square
plus
plus 2x,
2cx
2cx.
plus d. That's all. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
the value of d square v by dx square? Yeah, tell me.
12ax square
12ax square plus
6bx
6bx plus
plus 2c.
2c. That's all, right?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. Ab, can I substitute these values in this expression for potential energy? देखो, d square v by dx square है कि नहीं इधर? Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So can I substitute this v of x here? So can I write it as ax raised to 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e. No. Dou square v by dou, sorry,
Yeah.
dou square
sir.
v by dou x square का square लेना है ना. So it is going to be
12ax square
12ax square plus
6bx
6bx
plus 2c.
plus 2c, yeah, the whole bracket square. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Dx. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And you have ei by 2 sitting here. And you need to integrate this from 0 to 4. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Just give me a second. Let's go ahead. So ei, this square into dx. What next? Minus 10 integration 0 to 4 and v dx. But what is the expression for v? Expression for v is this. Do you agree with me? Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
Plus cx square plus dx plus e. Happy? Now can you tell me this potential energy is a function of what? Look at this and tell me. When I integrate, there in the resulting equation, x is not going to be there, because when I integrate, I showed you x is going to vanish when I substitute upper and lower limits. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So it is going to be function of what? Tell me. Now this potential energy becomes function of coefficients a, b, c, d, e. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Because x is going to vanish when I integrate. X, when I substitute upper and lower limits in the integration, the x is going to vanish and you are going to have the v as a function only of a, b, c, d, e. For example, I will convince you by considering an example. Let us say you are integrating ax square dx with reference to limit 0 to 2 with reference to dx. Do you agree with me? What is this integration? Tell me. It is ax cube by 3. Happy?
2x.
And 0 to 2. So it is going to be 8a by 3. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Minus 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So the result was a function of a, not x. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So this was a digress. This was just to prove my point. So therefore now v is going to be the function of a, b, c, d and e. Happy?
Yes.
Now to minimize this potential energy, what does the principle of minimization of potential energy say? If v of x has to be of this form, a, b, c, d and e should be such that they minimize the potential energy. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So कैसे क्या करने वाला हूं मैं? I am going to, if I have to minimize this potential energy which is a function of a, b, c, d and e, I will have to write down 5 equations. The first equation is going to be dou v by dou a equal to 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So dou v by dou a, if it has to be 0, can I take the differentiation? Differentiation can go within the integration sign. So can you tell me what is the differentiation of this term? Can I write that? So it is going to give me ei, देखो ei by 2, happy, integration 0 to 4. This is, I am now going to apply a chain rule. So if I apply chain rule, I will have this as 2 into 12ax square, happy, plus 6bx plus 2c. ये हो गया चेन रूल से इस फंक्शन का इंटीग्रेशन. And then I have to take differentiation, sorry, then I have to take the differentiation of this quantity with reference to a. So what is that? 6bx differentiation with a is 0. 2c differentiation with reference to a is 0.
0.
12ax square differentiation with reference to a is 12x square. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So this into dx. Happy?
Yes.
This is the differentiation of first term. What is the differentiation of second term? Tell me. It is going to be 10 into 0 to 4. If I differentiate this, all the other terms are going to vanish. They do not involve a. The term that
Yes.
involves a is x raised to this ax raised to 4. So it is going to be x raised to 4 dx. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now you have calculators with you. Quickly we are going to formulate this equation. कैसे formulate करना है जरा देखो. This 2 will get cancelled with this 2. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So let us do the calculation now. Just 1 minute. Let me also do it with you. Now, first term, it is integration of 12ax square. So 12a can be taken outside the integration sign because it is the integration with reference to x. So what is the integration, definite integration of x square? That you can find out on calculator easily. So integration alpha x square within the limits 0 to 4. So 0 and upper limit is 4. So that integration turns out to be 21.33. And you have this 12a sitting outside. So this multiplied by 12. 12. So it is 256. So first term is going to be EI as it is common into bracket 256E. Did you understand how did I do this? Nikhil,
No, sir.
you have not understood. देखो what I have done is, देखो first term क्या है 12x square. Oh, I missed this 12x square. Sorry. चलो. Let me simplify this. If I consider the first term, what it is 12 into 12, that is 144. So it is integration 0 to 4 144 a x raised to 4 dx. Do you agree with me?
Sir,
This is the first term.
lag
Pardon?
लॅग होतोय सर थोडा.
आता ऐकू येतोय का?
हो सर, ऐकू येतंय सर, पण स्क्रीन विजिबल नाही होते, म्हणजे थोडा लॅग येतोय.
Is my screen visible to others? Please let me know. Are you able to see what I have written here? Integration 0 to 4 144 ax raised to 4. Anuja says yes. Sushant says yes. Okay. तुला दिसतंय का निखिल?
सर लॅग होतोय, थोडा लेट दिसतंय म्हणजे.
Okay, but right now what are you able to see? Are you able to see 0
Yes,
to
sir.
4 144 ax raised to 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now let us look at the second term. Second term is 6bx that multiplied by 12. So it is going to be 72bx cube.
Yes,
So that is from 0 to 4 dx. Are you with me?
yes, sir.
Then third term is 2c multiplied by 12. So it is going to be 24c x square. So therefore plus integration 0 to 4 24c x square dx. Happy?
Yes.
And then this is to be equated with 0. So therefore this minus term will go on the other side and I will get this must be equal to 10 integration 0 to 4 x raised to 4 dx. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Let us go ahead now. Now I am going to evaluate this. This can be evaluated on a calculator. So the first term EI common into bracket integration of 144 x raised to 4. So that's what I'm going to do now. Integration 144 alpha x raised to 4 within the limits. क्या limits है 0 to 4. So how much is the integration? Tell me. I'm getting it as 29,491.2a. Let me know if others are getting the same. Please type your response in chat box. And then I will go ahead with the second term. So I have to integrate 72x cubed. So let me do that. So if I integrate the next term, I get the integration as 4608b. 4608b. Please let me know if my answers are correct. And the third term I'm going to integrate, that is 24x square. So let me integrate that. Twenty-four x square. So it is going to be 512c. This is equal to, on the right hand side I have to integrate x raised to 4. X raised to 4 into 10. 10 x raised to 4 is what I need to integrate. So let me integrate that. And that turns out to be 2048. Please let me know if all of you are going to get this, if all of you are getting this. Okay, now this is the first equation that we have obtained, and I'm going to involve all the unknown constants. So I'm going to write it as 29491.2a plus 4608b plus 512c plus 0d plus 0e is equal to 2048 by EI. This is the first equation that I have obtained. Now I am going to obtain the second equation. How do I obtain second equation? To obtain the first equation, I took dou v by dou a as 0. Now I am going to take dou v by dou b as 0. So let me borrow the expression for v. This is the first equation. Let us do the second thing here so that we can write down all the 5 equations one below the other. So the second calculation I am going to do here. So I have borrowed this expression. Just give me a second. And now what I am going to do is dou v by dou b has to be, v is a function of a, b, c, d, e. So for it to be minimum, the differentiation of potential energy with reference to each of these coefficients must be 0. So this implies what? So EI by 2 common as it is going to remain common here. Integration 0 to 4. When I take the differentiation of this term with reference to b, this 2 is going to come here. You are going to have this 12ax square plus 6bx plus 2c as it is, multiplied by differentiation of this inner polynomial with reference to b. The first term is going to vanish, it doesn't involve b. Third term is going to vanish, it doesn't involve b. The second term involves b. So this differentiation is going to be 6x. Are you with me, Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 6x dx. So this is the differentiation of first term with reference to b. Now let us differentiate the second term. In second term, you are going to have minus 10, and the first term, third term, fourth term, and fifth term is going to vanish. It doesn't involve any b. So the only term that involves b is x cube. second term, and its differentiation is x cube dx. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This has to be 0. Now let us do it little quickly. I am going to skip the middle step. This 2 gets cancelled with this 2. On right hand side, this 10 comes on the other side, and you will have the integration of 10x cube from 0 to 4. So let me do that. What is integration of 10x cube? Integration of 10x cube from 0 to 4. So that turns out to be 640. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It goes on the other side and becomes positive. So you have 640. Then this EI will come there. 640 by EI. 640 by EI is there on the right hand side. Now let us look at the first term. So what is the integration of 12ax square into 6x? So 12 into 6 is 72. X into x square is x cube. So 72x cube. So I have to integrate 72x cube. 1 minute. आई एम सॉरी 72x स्क्वायर, क्योंकि यहाँ पे जरा देखो 6 नो that's correct 72x cube. So what is the integration of 72x cube from 0 to 4? It is 4608. So I am going to write it as 4608a. Now look at the second term, 6bx into 6x. So it becomes 36x square. So what is the integration of 36x square? It turns out to be 768 if I'm right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Pooja, is it 768? Yeah, so 768b. Then the integration of third term, 2c multiplied by 6x. So it is going to be 12x. So I have to multiply, I have to find out the integration of 12x. So let me do that. It turns out to be 96. Correct me if I'm wrong. So plus 96 plus 96c 96c plus 0d plus 0e is going to be equal to 640 by EI. This is the second equation. So let us borrow this second equation that we have got and let us put it below the first equation. This is the second equation. So let me take it and put it at appropriate location, so that finally we will have 5 equations in A, B, C, D, E, one below the other. So this is the second equation. Are you with me? Please type your response in chat box. Are you able to understand what is going on? Yes. Yes. Now let us do the third part. So what is the third part? Again, I will have to borrow the expression of V. Let me take it. This is the expression of V. Control copy paste. Yep. Yeah. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to differentiate this with reference to C. So I'm going to have dou V by dou C equal to 0. So can you tell me what is dou V by dou C? Look at the first term. This implies the first term you are going to have EI by 2 as it is. Integration 0 to 4. This is going to be 2 into 12ax square plus 6bx plus 2c And then what is the integration? What is the differentiation of this inner polynomial with reference to C? First two terms are going to vanish and you are going to have only 2 sitting here. Do you agree with me? जैसे लास्ट टाइम b के साथ डिफरेंशिएशन था तो 6x रहा था, यहाँ पे c के साथ डिफरेंशिएशन है, so you have only 2 sitting here. And then you have the next term as minus 10 into integration 0 to 4. If I differentiate this polynomial with reference to c, I have only x square remaining here dx. Do you agree with me? Type your response in chat box. This has to be 0. Now we are going to do it quickly. I have to find out integration of 10x square. So let me find out that. Integration 10x square and within the limits 0 to 4. So what is integration 10x square in 0 to 4? It is 213.33. It goes on the right hand side and becomes positive. So I have right hand side as 213.33. Then this 2 gets cancelled with this 2 and that EI goes on right hand side. So I am going to have 213.33 by EI. And then what is the integration of first term here? It is 12x square into 2. So it is 24x square. So what is the integration of 24x square from 0 to 4? Let me find out that. That is 512. So I am going to have 512a. What is the integration of 12x? So let me do that. 12x. That integration is 96. So you have 512a plus 96b. Do you agree with me? Yes. Plus 96b. This 2c. So what is the integration of 4? So let us find out what is the integration of 4. That is 16. Do you agree with me? Plus 16c. Plus 0d plus 0e. Happy? This is equation number 3 that we have got. Please let me know if I am correct. Yeah, so let us take this equation down there. So this is the third equation that I have got. Happy? Now, जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. Though we have 5 equations to be formed, the first 3 equations do not involve D and E. So it is as good as you are going to have 3 equations with known values of 3 equations with 3 unknowns. So can we solve these 3 equations straight away? Tell me. Though we have 5 unknowns here, the first 3 equations do not involve D and E. So these equations can be solved directly. तो कैसे solve करना है? So matrix form में लिखते हैं. Only 3 unknowns I am going to consider. 29491.2. Then you have 4608. And then you have 512. Consider only 3 unknowns. A, B, C. Forget about D and E because all the 3 equations, they do not involve D and E. So therefore it is as good as not writing them. So this is equal to, the first term is 2048. And each of this term is going to be devoid of EI. So I have to divide this by EI for each of these terms. What is from second equation? I get this as 4608, 768 and 96. From the third equation, I get it as 512, 96 and 60. Do you agree with me? This is 640 and this is 213.33. Mind you, when I multiply this by inverse of this, A, B, C are going to be in terms of some constant by EI. So forget about this EI, keep this EI aside, solve this system of equation, solve this much system of equation up to this in calculator. So let us solve it for A, B and C. So I'm going to go to equation mode in which I have three unknowns. Yeah, what is value of A? 29491.2. Then 4608, then 512, and then 2048. 2048. Then second equation 4608, then 768, then 96 and 640. Okay, great. Then next equation 512, 96, then 16, and then I have 213.33. Are you with me? So tell me what are the values of A, B and C you are getting. So I get the value of A as this 0.416 or 0.417 by EI. Are you also getting these values? Tell me. B is equal to minus 6.67 by EI. Tell me if you are getting these values. What is the value of C? 39.99. So it is almost 40. So I will take it as 40 by EI. Yes. So these are the three values. We have obtained values of A, B, and C by applying principle of minimization of potential energy. Now let us work for D and E. So how are we going to obtain the values for D and E? We are going to now differentiate V with reference to D. So let me borrow this expression. Dou V by dou D has to be equal to 0. This implies, chalo, look at the first term. First term doesn't involve D. So therefore, there is going to be nothing in the first term. Do you agree with me? There is no D involved at all. So therefore, first term involves nothing. What is the second term? So in second term, when I divide this, when I differentiate this with reference to D, what I get is 0 to 4 D dx. Do you agree with me? This is ought to be equal to 0. Happy? Are you with me? Yeah. So that implies what? This is possible only and only if D is 0. So we get the value of D as 0 straight away. Are you with me? Now let us look at dou V by dou E. Dou V by dou E. Again, first term doesn't contribute, and in second term, what I get is minus 10 into integration. Yeah, tell me. Minus 10 into integration. Am I right? Are you with me? And now you will observe that it is not possible to satisfy this. And there is a reason, because if I start writing down the equation of V of x as ax raised to 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e, it is going to violate the boundary condition. At x is equal to 0, I want V to be 0. Do you agree with me? At x equal to 0, V is 0. Do you agree with me? देखो, I am writing it here at x equal to 0, vertical deformation is 0. Do you agree with me? Happy? Type your response in chat box. Yes. So therefore, E is ought to be 0. Because if I substitute x equal to 0 here, everything will vanish and E will become equal to 0. So in first place, E should not have been there. So therefore, we have got the final expression for Vx. What is the expression? Expression for V of x is 0.417 by EI into x raised to 4 minus 6.67 by EI into x cube. Are you with me? Plus 40 by EI x square. Happy? This is the expression for Vx that we have got by principle of minimization of potential energy. Now this problem we have already solved, and let us look at what is the solution for V of x that we have got there by solving the differential equation. So let me start sharing the screen with you. Instead of sharing a particular application, let me start sharing a screen. So this problem we are already solved using this method. So I hope you remember that we had written down the fourth order differential equation EI d4y by dx raised to 4 is equal to this and whatnot, and then we had solved for y. Are you with me? हमारे इस केस में एक चीज करनी रह गई है. Here we have expressed all the forces in kilonewton. देखो, forces are expressed in kilonewton and deformation is expressed in meter. That you have to understand. So therefore EI needs to be expressed in terms of kilonewton meter square. ये ध्यान में रखो. But let us have a look at the expression for EIY. What is the expression here? देखो, it has y is equal to, y in this case now becomes V of x. Do you agree with me? Type your response in chat box. As per our notation, now we are calling y as V of x. Do you agree with me? Type your response in chat box. Yes. Now, if you look at this expression, EI is sitting here. So EI will go on the other side. So we should have 1 over EI. So we have 1 over EI here. Do you agree with me? Every term involves 1 over EI. So I can take it common and I can write it as 1 over EI into bracket 0.417 x raised to 4 minus 6.67 x cube plus 40x square. Do you agree with me? Are you with me? Yes. Now can you tell me what is 10,000 by 24? Tell me how much is 10,000 by 24? Uh, 416.416.67. And what is the value that we have got here? 0.417 x raised to 4. Then tell me what is 20,000 by 6. Tell me what is 20,000 by 6. 20,000 by 6. So 3333. Okay, we have got some other value here, and this is 40x square. So what I want you to observe is, see, this equation also involves terms in x raised to 4, x cube, and x. Happy? And this expression also involves terms in x4, x cube, x square. the signs are positive, negative, and positive. Here also the sign is positive, negative, and positive. This is a functional form of V of x is correct. Now, only the thing is we are not getting these coefficients correct. The reason lies somewhere here. We have made some calculation, either a calculation mistake or the mistake in units. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yeah. So what I am going to do now is I will rectify that mistake and I will reshare that board with you. Let us figure out where we have made the mistake, but that can be resolved. And finally, what I want to emphasize is you will get the same expression for V of x as you had uh, got for got with this approach. So either we have made a mistake here or we have made the mistake there. I will cross verify both the calculations and I will share the board with you. But the point that I wanted to emphasize is the nature of equation is same. The signs are correct. Uh, there is only one catch. Here we could have assumed V of x as the fifth order polynomial or second order polynomial. And in that case, if I would have assumed this V of x as a second order polynomial in x square, I would have got a different answer. And then that answer would not match with this. Do you agree with me? So it is absolutely essential that I should assume the correct value of polynomial for expressing V of x. Are you understanding my point? Please type yes or no in chat box. Yes. So that minor point is there. But in principle, I have proven that the principle of minimization of potential energy gives you the same result as solving this differential equation. Of course, my this hypothesis will have, or this proof will have a weightage when I correct the calculation mistake. That I will do and I will show it to you. So therefore, now the problem of analyzing this beam can be approached by two ways. One is solving its governing differential equation, which is a fourth order homogeneous linear differential equation. Do you agree with me? Or there is a second approach. What is the second approach? Second approach is minimizing its potential energy, or this is also called as using the variational principles. That means we are applying the minimization of potential energy that automatically guarantees that the governing differential equation is satisfied. Are you with me? Please type your response in chat box. Yeah. So these are the two approaches by which we can solve any structural engineering problem. So what are the so let me summarize what I have said. Once again, I will find out the calculation mistake. You are also encouraged to find out the calculation mistakes. But these two answers by two approaches, they must come same. It has been already proven. I tried to demonstrate it, but then we have made some calculation error. Let us rectify that.
Okay.
Now, yeah, go ahead.
So in the fourth equation, can you
Yeah,
move towards towards the fourth equation?
yes. Fourth one.
Yeah, it is dou Vy dou D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So over there for the second term, it is minus 10 integration 0 to 4. It should be coming as x, right? Because the term which we are getting is dx above it. So I think so it must be x over there. And it should be 8 by EI.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Dou V by dou D.
It is associated with x, right?
Yes, it is associated with X. Correct. So this turns out to be 0, and then that is not possible, right?
Yes, sir.
So again, this is because we have not satisfied the second boundary condition while writing down the expression for V of x. So let us satisfy the second boundary condition as well. At x is equal to 4, are you with me? V must be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
At x is equal to 4, V must be equal to 0. There is no other option. We cannot prevail at x equal to 4. So that gives me what? So let me evaluate that. So 4 raised to 4a, happy, plus B into 4 cube, done, plus C into 4 square, plus
D into 4.
D into 4. This has to be equal to 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, what is the value of D? D has to be equal to, yeah, A. Please tell me. 4 raised to 4 A plus 4 cube B, happy, plus 4 C divided by, yeah, tell me, divided by 4, happy. Okay, great. That may be the mistake. Now let us come back here. So in this expression, let me write down the value of D. Can you calculate D from these values of A, B and C? Very good. We have found out finally the mistake. So let us do this. Yeah, tell me.
So in the expression you have written for D right now, it is 4 raised to 4A plus 4 raised to, 4 raised to cube B plus it should be 4 square C, right?
4 square C, 4 square C, right? 4 square C. So 4 raised to 4 into 0.417, right?
Yes, sir.
Plus 4 cube into minus 6.67 plus 4 square into 40 by year. Yeah, tell me. How much is this? Yeah, tell me. 4 raised to 4.
319.8.
Pardon?
319.872.
319 point
872.
positive value
Positive, sir.
by EI. Now, so what is the expression for V now? V of X. So it is going to be AX cube. So 0.417 by EI X raised to 4 minus 6.67 by EI X cube. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Plus 40 by EI X square plus 319.872 by EI X. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, if this is the expression for it, now let us revisit the example here. This expression is clearly different than the expression that we have obtained here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Or is it same? No, it is different. It did not involve the term in x square. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That's all right. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to copy this table. Let me copy it for you. These are the values of y that we have found out at various locations. Do you agree with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And we are going to repeat that exercise, but with this expression now. So this is the exact solution. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
This
sir.
is the solution of governing differential equation. Differential equation को जब हमने solve किया, then we have got this solution. And now let us find out v of x. V of x is the solution of y directional displacement at all these locations, but by using principle of minimization of potential energy. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now can you tell me these numbers? Yeah, tell me. 0.417 by EI x raised to 4. If I substitute x equal to 0, what do I get? 0.
0.
When I substitute x equal to 4, are you getting this equation as 0? Just cross verify.
Yes.
This is multiplied by 1 over EI. I'm going to keep 1 over EI here. So you can take EI, you forget about EI, just calculate 0.417 x raised to 4 minus 6.67 x cube plus 40 x square plus 319.872 x at x equal to 4. कितना आता है बोलो?
So getting 169.
Pardon?
169.12.
तो गड़बड़ है ना?
Yes, sir.
What is, so D is not found out correctly. ऐसी इसका मीनिंग है. ये D माइनस है. आई एम वेरी सॉरी. ये D इस साइड में जाएगा तो माइनस होगा ना?
Yes, sir.
So therefore this D is negative. तो कहाँ गया वो? This value should be negative. Happy? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So यहाँ पे negative. Up. Now tell me how much it is once you make this as minus.
It's coming minus 150.74.
Now that should not happen. Now it should vanish. तो ये D के calculation में कुछ गड़बड़ है क्या?
So I think so. Have to again set the sum like from the start.
Yeah, let us please let us check this calculation. What is D? Tell me. Just 1 minute. Let me calculate 4 raised to 4 into 0.417 plus 4 cube 4 raised to 4 4 raised to 4 into 0.417, correct, plus
Hello, sir.
4. Yeah, go ahead.
So in the D we have to divide 4, no? With divide 4.
Divide by 4. Yes, you have to divide by 4.
By dividing it comes 0 value.
It is coming,
0.
D is coming out to be 0, is it?
No. Divide by 4.
So
Divide
what is the value of D? Tell me what is the value of D.
I think 79.78.
Pardon?
79.98.
79 point?
96.
79.96. Yes, so that was the correction. So now once I make it 79.96, is the answer correct? Is it 0 at x equal to 4?
0.
Yes, 79.96. So fine. Now, can you calculate the value of this expression at x equal to 0.5? 0.417 into alpha x raised to 4, then minus 6.67 into alpha x cube plus 40 into alpha x square minus 79.96 into alpha x. Calculate this at x is equal to 0.5.
It's coming minus 30 again.
Minus
30.78.
minus 30.78.
78.
That's what. So these values are okay. 1 minute. We will see what is the error. These values should match. That's what I mean to
Yes, sir,
say.
got it.
Then at x is equal to 1, what is the value? 46 point. So these values are not matching. So what I'm going to do is I will find out what is the mistake that we have made, and I will let you know. I will correct the board and reshare it with you. But it has to match. There is nothing new in that. I have to demonstrate that it matches. Once it matches, can we make a summary? So let us write down the summary. So what we are going to say. So as far as the analysis of beam is concerned, then my primary aim. What was the primary aim? Tell me. primary aim was I need to find out its deformed shape. Do you agree with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I also should be find out. Somebody is saying that E also is not coming out to be 0. Is that so? No, let us wait for this. I will rectify the mistake and I will let you know. So primary aim is to find out deformed shape, then SFD, PMD, then we would like to know SSD, that is shear stress distribution diagram for a given cross section. We would like to know how does the BSD look like, bending stress distribution diagram, and then we may be interested in calculating principal stresses and principal strengths. Are you with me?
Sure.
So once we find out deform shape, all of this can be done. So primary unknowns are going to be primary unknown or primary interest is going to be deform shape. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This deformed shape can be found out by solving a governing differential equation. I can write down the governing differential equation for beam, which is EI d raised to 4 by d4 y by dx square, dx raised to 4. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Is equal to W. And I hope there was a minus sign there, minus Q. Q is the intensity of loading in kilonewton per meter or in Newton per meter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
With 4 boundary conditions. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So one of the approach to follow is this. I can follow this approach and I will get the deformed shape. Once I get deformed shape, I can find out SFD BMD. Why? Because EI d cube y by dx cube is SF. EI d square y by dx square is BM. So once I get SFD BMD, I can draw shear stress distribution diagram, bending stress distribution diagram. I can find out principal planes and principal stresses. Everything is done. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is one of the approach to solve this governing differential equation. Another approach is apply potential of apply principle of minimization of potential energy. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Of potential energy, and it is going to yield the same deformed shape. Now the onus of proving that is on me. I will find out what is the mistake and I will show it to you that it gives you actually the same deformed shape as this differential as solution to this differential equation would have given. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
these two lead to the same solution. Happy?
Yes, sir.
We can follow any of these two approaches. In this course, to arrive at the finite element formulation, we are going to follow principle of minimization of potential energy in the first part. In the last part, I will also show you the formulation based on the governing differential equation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the first part of this course? First part of this course deals with formulation, FEM formulation, finite element FE formulation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Formulation based on variational approach. Variational approach is nothing but minimization of potential energy. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to use minimization of potential energy to do this finite element formulation. किसका finite element formulation करने वाला हूँ? Now instead of beam, I can replace it by a 3D body with arbitrary loading on it. Are you with me? तो एग्जाम्पल तो हमने बीम से स्टार्ट किया, लेकिन हम फॉर्मुलेशन किसके लिए करने वाले हैं? हम फॉर्मुलेशन करने वाले हैं 3D बॉडी के लिए, बॉडी दैट हैज all the 3 dimensions comparable with each other. उसके लिए फॉर्मुलेशन करेंगे. Its special case will be for 1D or 2D bodies. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the first part where we are heading to finite element formulation based on variational approach. To do that, we have one more missing link, and that is strain displacement relations. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Strain displacement relations. I am going to state those strain displacement relations. We are going to borrow it from your course on mechanics of solids. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Tell me if you have seen this kind of equations. Epsilon xx. This is the strain on the plane to which x-axis is perpendicular and it is acting in x direction. As it is a normal strain, we call it as epsilon xx. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is dou u by dou x. Do you remember this equation? What is u? U is x directional deformation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
X directional deformation or translation. So the rate of change of x directional deformation at a point with reference to x gives you epsilon xx. Happy?
Yes, sir.
What is epsilon yy? Can you tell me? It is dou v
Dou v
by dou y. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Where v is y directional deformation, y directional translation. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So deformation, translation, I am using it as synonyms. What is epsilon zz? Epsilon zz is the normal strain acting on a plane to which z axis is perpendicular. That means it acts on xy plane and it acts in the z direction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
How do I write that? It is dou w by dou y, dou z.
Right.
What is w? W is z directional translation. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So if you are considering an arbitrary body, जिसका shape और size में मुझे अभी कोई interest नहीं है. If I consider a particular point P, happy?
Yes, sir.
At that point, if I calculate dou u by dou x, rate of change of x directional deformation at P, then I get epsilon xx at point P. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What is epsilon xx at point P? Through point P, I am going to pass a plane which is perpendicular to x-axis. Happy?
Yes, sir.
तो वो प्लेन कैसे दिखेगा? ऐसे दिखेगा इस व्यू में. It is perpendicular to x-axis. It is YZ plane. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
On this YZ plane, the strain acts in x direction. This I am going to denote it by epsilon xx. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And that epsilon xx is dou u by dou x calculated at P. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So this has to be calculated at a particular point. Now, what is the value of gamma x y? Tell me. It is dou u by dou y. देखो x directional deformation का derivative y direction के साथ plus dou v by dou x. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Then what is gamma? What is shear strain gamma xz? Dou u by dou z. Do you agree with me? Plus
Yes, sir.
dou w by dou x. And what is gamma yz? Y directional deformation कौन सा है? V. उसका differentiation with reference to z plus z directional deformation कौन सा है? W. उसका differentiation with reference to y. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I can compute the strain tensor at a point if I know displacements u, v और w के expressions अगर मेरे पास है तो I can calculate epsilon xx, epsilon yy, epsilon zz, gamma xy, gamma xz and gamma yz at a point. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So these are called as strain displacement relationships, but we call them as linear strain displacement relationships. Why? Because देखो इन सब quantities का power कितना है? 1 है. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But now tell me, we also have terms involved in square of du by dx and so on and so forth. वो सारे terms हम neglect करते हैं. You must have learned in your solid mechanics that these relations also have some nonlinear terms. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Those nonlinear terms are neglected. So when we neglect the nonlinear terms in strain displacement relationship, we get the problems which are called as geometrically linear problems. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is geometrical linearity? We are going to neglect all the terms that involve higher powers of differentiations of u, v and w. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Non-linear terms neglected, we get geometrically linear problems. These problems are small deformation problems. We can neglect these terms only when the deformations are small. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to deal with geometrically linear problems in this course where deformations are small. We can neglect the higher order terms in strain displacement relationships and we can use only linear terms. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have now obtained the relationship between, we have now discussed the relationship between the strain and displacement. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो, we are going to solve the first problem in this course, problem 1. A deformation field of a strained body is given as u equal to 4x cube plus 3y plus 9z raised to 4, where x, y, z are to be substituted in meters. Are you with me? And u will be expressed in meter. U will be expressed in mm. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे दिया है. Or let us not do that right away. Let us say u is also in meter. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And then I will just have all these numbers multiplied by 1 by 1000. Happy? So this is the strain field given. V is equal to, देखो, V is equal to 4 by 1000 y square plus 9 by plus 0.009. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And chalo, u and v are given this way. And w is given by 4 z cube by 1000 plus 0.001. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the deformation field that is given to you. And you have been asked, compute strain tensor at 2, 3, 4. So these are the coordinates. These are x, y, z coordinates. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So ये तो problem दिखने में ऐसे दिख रहा है, but we have to understand this physically. So you have been given a body जिसका shape और size आपको पता नहीं है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I take any point on this body, it will have x, y, z coordinates. Once I know its x, y, z coordinates, I will be using this expression to find out its x directional, y directional and z directional deformation at that point. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So you give me any point in this body by its coordinates x, y, z with reference to this origin. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is x, this is y, and coming out of the plane of both towards you is z. You give me the coordinate of this point P, x, comma, y, comma, z. I will substitute these values of x, y, z in expressions for u, v, w. That will give me horizontal deformation at P, vertical deformation at P, and deformation perpendicular to the plane of board at P. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So basic unknowns कौन से है? Basic given quantities कौन से है? U, V and W. Deformations at any point. P is arbitrarily chosen. So therefore we call this as deformation field. Field क्यों बोल रहे हैं? Because you give me the value of x, y, z. That means you give me the value of x, y, z coordinates of a point. I will give you U, V, W at that point. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे बॉडी के ऊपर कितने पॉइंट्स है? इनफाइनाइट. सो इट इज नॉट a displacement at single location. Displacement in x, y, z direction at single location नहीं दिया है in equations के through. You have been giving displacements at x, y, z directions for all points on the body. Therefore, we call these equations as displacement fields. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These displacement fields have been given, and now you have been asked to find out the strengths. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So how do you find out that? So I will write down epsilon xx is equal to dou u by dou x. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
What is u? जरा dou u by dou x कितना होगा बताओ मुझे. Is it going to be 12x square
Yes, sir.
by 1000?
Yes.
Other terms do not involve x, so therefore they are going to vanish. So it is going to be 12x square by 1000. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's add a twist in this. I will define this problem as 3yx. अब क्या आएगा बताओ जरा मुझे. Plus, when I do dou u by dou x, what do I get now? Plus 3y भी तो रहेगा. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
3y by 1000. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the value of epsilon yy? Tell me. Yeah.
Dou v by dou y.
So it is dou v by
Dou y.
dou y. सही है ना?
Yes.
So what is dou v by dou y here? Let me add a twist here as well. Let me call this as x square plus 0.001 z. Happy? चलो, tell me. zy. हाँ, बोलो क्या होगा? 8 by 1000.
8 by 1000. Yes, sir.
8 by 1000 y. Do you agree with me? लेकिन सिर्फ उतना ही नहीं है, ये zy भी है ना. So it is going to be plus 0.001 z. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Not 1 z. Now tell me what is epsilon zz.
Dou w by dou z.
Dou w by dou z. So let me write down that dou w by dou z. What is dou w? So is it going to be
12z.
12z square by
Z square
1000?
by 1000. Yes, sir.
Yes. 12z square by 1000. Happy?
Yes, sir.
What is going to be the value of gamma xy? Tell me.
So we'll be substituting dou u by dou x. Sorry, we have to do it otherwise. Dou u by dou y plus dou v by dou x.
And dou u by dou y, how much it is? Tell me. Dou u by dou y. So it is going to be only 3x by 1000.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So it is going to be 3x by 1000. Again. Plus
And
dou v by dou x.
0.018.
हाँ, so it is 0.018
0.018
into x.
Yes, sir.
Happy? Gamma xz. बोलो क्या होगा?
xz dou u by dou z plus dou w by dou x.
dou u by dou z क्या है? 36
36
z cube,
36 z cube, yes,
36 z cube
by 1000.
by 1000, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, प्लस, चलो बोलो आगे.
0.
Dou w by dou x. Dou w by dou x is 0. What is gamma yz? Dou
Dou
v
v by dou z,
dou z plus
dou w by dou y.
what is dou v by dou z?
0.001
0.001 y,
y.
right?
Yes. That term 0.
Plus 0. Now, these are the components of strain. All the components of strain have been identified here. Happy?
Yes, sir.
But you have to calculate the strain at a particular point, 2, 3, 4. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us say P corresponds to 2, 3, 4.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what is strain tensor at P? Strain tensor at P, इसका first element रहता है epsilon xx. So what is the value of epsilon xx? Substitute x is equal to 2 and y equal to 3 and tell me the answer. Yes, go ahead.
0.057.
0.057.
057.
Chalo, epsilon yy. Y to be substituted as 3.
Yes, sir. Zero point zero two eight.
Epsilon zz. Z to be substituted as 4.
0.192.
Gamma xy. X to be substituted as 2.
0.042.
ऊपर वाला 0.192 सही है ना?
कौन सा सर? हाँ, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now next, Z to be substituted as 4. Substitute Z equal to 4 here.
2.304.
Z equal to
2
4.
point, हाँ, 2.304.
304. Okay. Then substitute y is equal to 3. 0.003, is it?
00. Yes, sir.
So this is the strain tensor components at point P. This is epsilon xx. This is epsilon yy. This is epsilon zz. This is gamma xy. This is gamma xz. And this is gamma yz.
YZ.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And now these values are not practical. You can see the strain of 2.3. That means if you consider a bar of length L, it would have expanded by twice L, by amount twice L. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So its new length would be something 2.3 times L, but which is unlikely, but it's all right. These values are not practical because I did cast the problem in front of you. It was spontaneous. It's all right. And now what I wanted to emphasize is once you know the deformation field, you can find out the strain tensor. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You are going to face problems in doing the reverse job. Are you with me?
Yes,
If
sir.
the strain field is specified, you have only 3 unknowns to find out UVW. So you may end up with multiple values of UVW which satisfy these 6 equations. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And therefore, we have something called as compatibility equations. Are you with me? Compatibility conditions. Those compatibility conditions are to be satisfied. I cannot randomly assign a displacement or strain field. these displacement and strain fields must satisfy something called as compatibility conditions. Those conditions you must have studied in solid mechanics. I will not take this discussion any further. I will assume that you know those compatibility conditions. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So right now we have gathered all the information in bits and pieces which is required to do the finite element formulation by using variational principle or minimization of potential energy. In the next class, we are going to consider a 3D body subjected to arbitrary loading with arbitrary boundary conditions, and we are going to derive a finite element formulation for its analysis using principle of minimization of potential energy, where we will require all the bits and pieces of information that we have discussed in this class till today. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with this, let us stop here today. You can type your name and roll number in chat box, and then you can leave the meeting.